So anyways, thank you everyone for being on. Sorry about my lateness. I lost track of time because my head was up my ass. But it's Saturday night, so I know that you might have other things to do. I've got dinner in the oven. But I wanted to start talking about our goals for 2016. The one thing that I've shared continuously throughout my coaching history and after everything I went through over the last, year, it is actual proof that at the end of 2014, my business building, and when I say business building, I mean maintaining the three vital behaviors, all of them consistently, and complete integrity to all of them, started failing as my depression kicked in. Once I started digging into my adoption, like I will say, be careful what you do, where you're at, because for me, I was trying to find new people, so I started joining, these Korean adoptee groups, because these were people. Once I started realizing how important it was to find your audience, find your niche, I was thinking like, oh God, Korean adoptees will help. And I realized in the beginning that, hey, being part of these support groups of somebody that has something in common with me gives us that common ground. I can help them, they can help me. We all started in the group, and I have a big blog post about how, most of the Korean adoptees suffered from anxiety, depression, PTSD, attachment issues, all these different things. And it provided great support, and in some ways it provided such great support that it made me finally start looking into my past. And I did the 23andMe DNA kit, which tons of people have done the 23 DNA kit because I have, and I thought this was great. Well, I was not great for me. There was a reason why I had avoided that my whole entire life, and then it opened up these doors that were pretty painful, especially when I came to a dead standstill, no answers, and it went back to no identity. We don't know how many even came to exist, and it led to deep depression. So I'm saying, if you're getting in some of these groups, not that any of you have the same story, be careful with how these groups take you or who you're drawn to, because there was a lot of negativity in some of these groups, and negativity breeds negativity. So make sure that whatever your audience you're finding is, it's people that want change and you can bring some value to their life, and vice versa. That obviously led to huge depression, which led to huge marital problems because Ryan was not there for me. And I stopped pretty much working my business December and January and February, doing very minimal. I was spending a lot of time partying to numb my brain, to do stuff. And then that's when March, April, and May were really tough. And, you can ask Melissa, who's been in this business as long as me, that's usually the big booming months, really, is February, March, April, May, June, is when we really see huge spikes in people's interest, income, whatever. And then you usually see lots of great advancements in the latter half of the year as the people who stay on board get results and get invested in the groups. But I saw that there's at least a 2 to 3 month lead time, I guess, of the seeds that you plant before they're sown. And so there's so many people, and it's just the mentality within the world is that we'll start on Monday, we'll start tomorrow, we'll start at the first of the year, or fresh new start. My God, we get a fresh new start every day. So I wanted to work with people who are working with me. There are tons of people in the team who, are discount coaches, and they want to be discount coaches for now, and that's fine. And there's some people who show up without fail on calls, or if they can't get on calls, they listen to calls. They believe in the events, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's why I extended the invitation to everybody in the team, saying that I'm hosting this call for the people who want to run with me in 2016. You are the people who showed up. So you get my full time and attention. So I wanted to get kind of like a power call with all of you guys to kind of, see how I can help each one of you individually, because I will say that in the last year and a half, I've not been able to help anybody. I was trying to help everybody, because I was the one who needed saving. I'm the one that I thought, if I help all these people get what they want, if I have all these people with their personal problems and listen to them, and their marriage problems and their family problems and all this stuff, and digging deep, that I'll get better, or it will fulfill me. And it did to a degree, but in the end, I kept losing myself. But now I really feel that everything that I've done and everything I've done to get back on track and therapy and all this stuff, that I actually am in a very good position to lead you, but not take on your problems, and kind of have that even balance. So I wanted to reach out to all of you. I had the first assignment too, that if anybody wanted to be on this call, you had to send me your goals. So that's a good exercise, because I want you to get into the pattern of setting goals, that things are not going to be, I've seen people from all across the organization over the last couple of years come to me and say like, oh, I want to be diamond, or I want to be 2-star, I want to do this, but they don't write their goals down. And I've seen people too write their goals down and they mimic my goals or Becky's goals or the goals that somebody on the National Wake Up Call started. It's very important that you really dig deep and find out what it is that you want out of this business and what it is that you want to give back to other people with the platform of Beachbody. And it doesn't have to be my idea or my drive, and it doesn't have to be anybody else's, and there's no judgment. And it's not something necessarily that you're going to come up with this whole, this is what I want to do with coaching, and this is the stamp that I want to leave on the world, and this is my legacy. But, you will find it at the time, and it will change. I will say, the more I've thought about this call and, working with all of you guys now that I'm got my head back in the game and able to help you, is that I think so many people, you can liken it to this, that like Stephanie posted on her goals that she wants to get 3 t-shirts, meaning that she is committing to completing 3 programs in 2016. So that's great. And I think we have this mindset too, that like it's a race, not like a competition race, but it's like, we want to do this and this and this, get to emerald, get to diamond, get to there. And then once you're done, you're like, okay, I did it. And now what? And then you get stuck. I mean, I don't know how you guys are, but I want you to kind of think about how the way you think is that it has to be something bigger than that. And some of you have been in this business for a long time, or been associated with the team, even if you weren't, a coach. Like Megan has not been a coach for that long, but she's been associated pretty much the whole year with me. So, and I think all of you are actually, now looking at you, all of you have. But it has to be something bigger than that, because like we talk about a why. It's like if you ask somebody what your why is, and they say, I want to lose, some weight and I feel great. Okay, well, let's expand. How much weight do you want to lose? Okay, well, when do you want to lose it by? And why do you want to lose it? It has to be something bigger that makes you want to do it, makes you want to get up, because anybody can want to lose weight. Anybody can want to get 3 shirts. Anybody can want to get to diamond, but you have to find out why, what it is that's going to make you do that and make you stick in with it. And I was thinking about the other day that, I have to have a huge propelling why to get my head in the game and to stay doing what I'm doing. Because, in 2013, when I left my job, I was like, I wanted to save the world. I wanted everybody to feel good about themselves and to believe in themselves. And I was trying to come up with, reinventing the wheel, finding ways to make them exercises and all these different things to make them feel great, because I felt great. I failed to remember that I felt great, and I made the progress that I was, and built my confidence up because of the fact that challenge groups. I was in challenge groups, running them with the people. I was doing my personal development. I was attending every event. I was getting on every call and attending any training that I could get to. And then, so why in the world would I tell people that I want to help build your confidence and give them another formula than what helped me? So the biggest thing is to make sure that we're using the challenge groups as platforms, and that we're putting most of our energy there, and the rest in inviting and building relationships. Because I thought, I'm one of those people that I set one time a goal that I want to learn how to play poker. So we play poker and poker and poker, over and over and over and over again until I won a tournament. Once I won a tournament, I have never played the game again, because it was like I achieved that goal. I knew how to do it. I won a tournament, proved to myself that I could, and then I've never touched it again, and I don't even know how to play it anymore. It's been so long. And I think so many people do that. They start a program, they reach it, and then it's like, I finished 21 Day Fix. I'm going to take 2 weeks off because I owe it to myself, or do what I did. I'm going to go out and have a bomb-ass meal and eat like shit, and then I'll start my new program. We have to keep our head in the game, that this is something that is a lifestyle, and we keep the momentum up. For me, I realized that I can't take rest days, and that's why I went 10 weeks now, or Monday will be 10 weeks of working out with only 5 missed days. And I will tell you, those days that I took off made it really hard the next day. So I'm knowing my own body and how to keep my momentum. For anybody who's worrying, I'm not overtraining my body. On the rest days, I do yoga and something that just gets my body moving. So, but know what gets you going. I see so many people who also, and not downing them, but obviously you're the ones who want to build this business and want to learn more, because the thing is, I see the Monday through Fridayers of the business, the people who won't give up a Saturday to go to Super Saturday. They wouldn't at all get on this call on a Saturday, and I see the ones that won't even get on the call during the week because they're busy. But then, here's a weekend call, and the people who don't get on during the week. So the thing is, make sure that you see this as a business plus a lifestyle, a business that will enhance your lifestyle, and that the work happens doing it day to day to day to day. Like, I'm seeing a huge change in Cassandra and Stephanie, who have been working out. They were up Saturday this morning early with me working out. There's things that people are watching. And for me to go from, basically swallowing a bunch of pills and being completely drunk out of my mind on August 19th, not wanting to live, seeing no future for myself. I just thought, I'm a failure as a coach. I suck. I don't even know what to do with my team. I can't get myself out of bed. I can't take care of my kids. I don't know where my marriage is. To now, what I've done, look at the 360, or not 360, 180 that's been made in 3 months. So I want you to really look at your goals and figure out what it is you're going for, and make sure that there's not breaks, that you're not, obviously there's times to unplug and refocus. There's times to go on family vacations or spend time with your family or friends and have a little downtime. But make sure that it's not that I'm going to work this business and hustle for 5 days and then just go MIA for a couple days. And make sure that it's not like that I'm going to start inviting really hard for 2 weeks, and then if no one says yes at the end of the 2 weeks, I'm going to give up. But this is a continual thing. I literally just had somebody that, Melissa, it was 2, who told me when I was in Data Point, California in September of 2013 that she's going to buy a challenge pack. I've been working with this lady for 2 years. She just purchased a challenge pack. If I had given up, what would happen? When she was ready, I don't know what was going on in her world, but she was ready. She told me, contact me on Tuesday and we'll get it all set up. I contacted her on Tuesday. She was like, I'm really busy. I'll give you my information if you can sign me up on Wednesday. I did. If whatever it was that was going on in her life that prevented her literally for 2 years and a month from pulling the trigger on what she said she wanted to do in September of 2013, if she was ready and I wasn't here because I gave up, who would have gotten her? Melissa, somebody else, another random coach. So the thing is, make sure that what you're doing is consistent. And I will say that it took me a while, but I didn't hit Success Club the first time in August. And it was because I didn't do anything in May, June, and July. But I still, when I was not doing anything in May, June, and July, I was still hitting Success Club because it was the people who had been following me for the beginning of the year. So understand that honestly, it's about 2 or 3 months of consistency before you start seeing yeses. And sometimes there's the people who take 2 and 3 years. I've had people who are just now saying yes from a long time ago. But it takes consistency. Like Stephanie and Cassandra have been working out great. They've been posting regularly. But it doesn't mean that people are automatically just going to be like, oh, you're working out great. You're posting positive stuff. Yes, and then make sure that your inviting is straight up inviting. I've sent the scripts out to people. Some of you on the team, they're in the Diesel Nation resources thing, but go to people directly. There are people out there who are interested who don't have the guts to ask you. Make sure you're putting in the work. Make sure, and this is one thing that Kimberly Lewis, that she couldn't be on tonight, but we have weekly calls, and she was saying that, after our last call and listening to a call that I sent her, she was like, I've been prejudging this whole time. She's like, totally prejudging. She's like, I'm going through my list of people to contact. She's like, oh no, they wouldn't want it. They wouldn't want that. So make sure if you're doing that, it's okay. We all do that. Make sure that you stop doing that. You are making a decision for somebody's life, not knowing what's going on in their life. And Brandon and I kind of talked about this, and he posted about the other day. There was some prejudging there, not knowing what was going on in our life. And obviously, like I said, there was somebody for 2 years who wanted it. It didn't change, but something kept her from doing it. And I was still there when she did it. So make sure, and this is one thing I talked about on, I think, the team call, so if you were on it, I apologize for repeating it. But the thing is, I see so many coaches who come in to Beachbody looking for health and fitness and weight loss results. Then they get conned in or brought in on their own to becoming coaches because their coaches believe in them, or because their coaches wanted them to be a coach or needed a coach, whatever the reason is. And then they try a little bit for a little while here and there sporadically to do what it is to be, what they think it is to be successful. And when they're not successfully coached, they just throw the towel in. They're like, well, fuck 21 Day Fix, fuck Shakeology, fuck Beachbody. So I want you to remember is that you started this for your own health and fitness reasons. Anything else and above that is truly a blessing, but the work starts now. So with that, that was my pump-up speech. I am going to go with who you are in order in front of me, and we're going to talk about your goals. So, Bartow, you are number one.
Hold on. The little one's in here putting a puzzle together, throwing a fit, but let me grab them. Okay, so I wrote out my goals for November, December, and for 2016. As you know, I have like a few leaders on my team that always step up to the plate, but don't ever kind of see the business because their consistency isn't there. But those people are starting to see differences in their business, like Angie. So I'm working with them, and some of them are just now believing that they can actually do something, like they can actually build a team. Like they've never believed it before for however long they were a coach, no matter how many times we've told them or showed them. So I'm working with those people right now, and for November, I'm working on trying to get Tom's Business Center to Diamond. And then through December, I'm working on rank advancing with Devin and Angie. I've put that on my goal sheet every single year for the last 3 years, and I've been 1 star 3 times, or twice, but they're always on my same leg. So that's always been my issue. But I think, and for me too, I haven't been consistent because we've had so much going on since we moved this year, and family members living with us who will be gone in 3 weeks, thank God. And so we've had a lot going on with Tom's schedule changing and all that. So I've felt my ups and downs, and I haven't reached Success Club in the last 2 months. And I think I'm at 4 today. So new people that I've been talking to, but I think my last 2 years, actually at Christmas time, were like my highest SC months. So I know it can be done. It just depends on how much you're putting yourself out there. So that's part of my goal, is talking to people about like that being their Christmas present, basically, is what I said to one girl. And helping my team grow. I mean, I'm still recruiting on a good average, but it's slowed down, but I need to focus on recruiting more. So I think that's where I want to go with that.
So what you're saying, I want to say my point that I want all of you guys to get out of this is that if you have coaches that are frustrating, or that you see the potential in them and they don't see the potential in themselves, it's so important not to give up on them. Because Angie's going to be speaking on our call on the 24th, because she came in right after us. Like, I sponsored Melissa shortly after that. She sponsored Angie. We all grew up in the same town. And Angie's fluctuated from emerald to coach, and she's never stopped wanting it. She went to events, she hosted weekly fit clubs. She's always active, she's consistent, but for whatever reason, she wasn't getting to where she wanted to, and it had to do with confidence. And it's taken a long time. So the thing is, number one, don't give up on these people, because if you do, they already feel not confident about it. And so it's very important that you don't add to their lack of confidence. Not that anybody can make somebody feel that way, but you can just definitely be that hammer in their confidence. That's important. However, one thing I've also told Melissa, and I'm going to tell all of you too, is when you see the potential in somebody, don't expend all your energy trying to fluff that person up, push, pull, drag, lead them to water, try to drown them in the water to get them to drink the Kool-Aid. So you kind of have to find a balance there, because the thing is, if you put too much energy in these people who you see potential in, but they don't see potential, and you're not kind of getting anywhere. I've seen it where people spin their wheels. They're not inviting enough. They get frustrated because they're hanging everything on that same person. Same thing that I say about if you have somebody who says, oh, they have an order on the 15th, and then you just wait on the phone for the 15th, and then don't invite anybody else, and then you're pissed when they don't order on the 15th. Then you're like, oh my God, I only have half the month left to come up with, that person that I was waiting on. So that make sure that you find the balance. Make sure that when you have your team, that you're teaching them the same thing. And the biggest thing is the fact that, like Melissa said, I've seen her, she's been going through certain things, in her life that's distracted her. She knows how to do that. And this is just testimony, her and me, that if you are not doing the 3 vital behaviors regularly and doing them where you can sit down and dedicate that power hour, like Jennifer Allen said, even if it's 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, but if you're trying to do it and manage life, you are not going to hit Success Club. You are not going to be helping people. When you're surrounded by negativity, which has been unfortunately stuck with negativity, it breeds negativity in your mind, and you're not going to feel confident to go out being around that. I've had to ditch a lot of friends that were my so-called friends over the last couple of years because they were so negative. I'm thriving now because I got rid of all that dead weight. Don't miss them. Don't care. Don't miss that lifestyle. So be honest with yourself too. If you are allowing negativity to mess up your productivity. But the thing is, the 3 vital behaviors, if you're doing them every single day, they're easy. If things come up and you can't do them, you will see in a month or two in advance or afterwards that it will screw up everything for you. So, but Melissa has said before, because she missed Success Club a couple months ago, or I don't know, maybe it was a year ago, I've lost track. And she was able to pick up the momentum. I was like Success Club from February 2012 until May or June of 2015, and then I missed it a month because of what I was doing. But I have hit Success Club every month, and I'm at Success Club 10 this month, so it can be turned around. So just because you hit a bump in the road that people call failure or consider failure, it's not. You can turn it around. So the biggest thing is that we keep this momentum going. Doug Moss that Ryan and I met with right after we came back from Miami, we literally weren't even home 18 hours before we were headed back to Houston to talk to him. It was the best thing ever. And I was like, because I said, well, maybe I should just wait till January to start recruiting coaches, whatever. He was like, no, you need to recruit right now. He was like, these are the people that you work with to help them believe in themselves. You help them with their transformation. You make sure they're drinking their Shakeology every day. Like all the people who just ordered Sean Facts, I'm like, tell me when it comes in. By the way, buy a measuring tape. Get almond milk. Don't wait till Monday to start your Shakeology when you're going to start your program, like everybody says. I'm setting them up for success. I'm texting them. I'm checking in with them daily. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm wanting them to build confidence. I want them to complete a round of 21-day fix by the end of November. That way they have results. So in December, people will have confidence. People will come around to them, and then they will basically, hopefully be able to have people watching them where they end up being, business starters, where people are coming to them, and then they have that confidence. So in January, they can launch and they can go. Because this year, I'm going for elite. Like in 2016, I am going for elite. I'm not going to tell myself that I can't do it. I'm going for it. And so the work starts now. The work to become elite, to become premier, means you need to start recruiting coaches now, start training them, start working with them to get their results so that they understand the 3 vital behaviors, becoming a product of the product. So that means make sure they love Shakeology, make sure they're drinking it every day, make sure they like it, make sure that their home direct order is not backing up on their counter, because that could affect your active status too. If they don't like it and have 5 things and then return it, you're screwed, and then if it takes 5 months and then you see all these returns, you're like, what the hell? Then they'll be like, well, in their mind, why weren't you there checking on me that whole time? And that is so important. But this is where we're going to launch in, is that you're going to have coaches that are ready to work the business by January, and that's where you're going to get elite premier points. That's how you're going to get people who are building the business. These are people who are going to help you get to whatever your big advancement is because you help them. So Brandon's next one in line. I'm unmuting you, and I'm looking at your goals. Okay.
So for me, it's being consistent with 3 vital behaviors. I know I'm not being consistent or I'm biting enough. Definitely not hitting Success Club, so that's definitely a goal for myself. I definitely want to strive to get to Emerald by December 15th. Personal development every day is on there. Also, I want to do the hammer and chisels with 100% nutrition. I'm going to cut alcohol from that the whole time on that program. Diamond before Summit is a major. I actually set that goal last year at Diamond at Summit. Then one of my biggest struggles is communications, leadership, lack thereof. And a good friend of mine really recommended Dale Carnegie communication and leadership training. So I really want to roll on that. And also do want to do a certified personal training certification within Q1 of 2016. Financially, just get all my credit cards paid off by the end of the next year. So being single for me seems kind of a struggle because I don't feel like I have a lot to share with everybody. yeah, I can do the workouts and the food prep, but other than that, it's just, I don't know where to go and how to relate with people. So that's a big struggle for me. And it, you know, I go to post something and then I just kind of have a blank. I just have writer's block. I don't know what to post, what to say. Some days are better than other days. Some days I look to my emotions and feelings, but then again, most days are pretty boring. And so that's where my struggles are at. And then, of course, when I start getting into people with objections, which I don't care about the objections. I just don't know how to recruit, how to try to, you know, educate them to, you know, want more for themselves. I mean, I had one gal that was in my squat and push-up. She did really good, and so I was talking with her, but then it comes down to the fact she won't commit to anything. She blatantly said she won't do it. So, you know, I know she's watching. I'm hoping maybe she'll turn around eventually later. But, so those are my struggles that I need to work on. So.
Okay, so thank you for sharing that. I know it's uncomfortable for everybody to share their struggles and the things that worked or didn't work. So, in my response to you is, you may have not hit Success Club, but you helped 2 people last month, and that's why I try. I'm not one of those coaches who ever says like, oh, so and so got Success Club 10, you got 1, because all I care about is that you help at least 1 person a month. And sometimes it doesn't even show up on the leaderboard. Sometimes somebody just bought 21 Day Fix. Obviously, our goal is Success Club because they can become a product of the product because they're using Shakeology and the program and they're in a challenge group. But you know, you helped 2 people last month. To me, that's huge. And what I tell people is that they're struggling in the beginning because like I hear struggle about forming relationships with people. So my thing is, maybe for you, because you have a kind of crazy busy schedule, you've had a lot going on with your friend being sick. I know that's taken a toll on you. 2 may be a blessing from God or a blessing from the universe for you this month. For you to take on 3 people that you have to mentor, check in with every day, and manage and answer. Sometimes you have to answer some really silly questions when people are starting off. Maybe 2 is what the universe wanted you to have. They're your 2 guinea pigs that you get to practice with, and that's why I always tell everyone, it's like, I see so many people that have started as coaches, and they always say, I only got 2 Success Club points, or I only got 4 Success Club points, and so then they just completely abandon those 1 or 2 people that they had because they didn't get the 3. So the thing is, practice on these people, and you put any extra energy you have into those 2 people, and you use them as somebody to teach you how to get better. Because I'm telling you, this challenge group that I'm running today, or this month, is kicking freaking ass. My other ones have sucked. And you know what? Each month, each challenge group keeps getting better because I'm learning from all of my failures. But I realize that everything that you have has to go into your challenge groups because you can hit Success Club like I was every month. But if you just dump it in a group and you let them manage it on their own and you're not checking up with them, you're not hearing what their struggles are or what it is that they're wanting. Like my videos every day are geared towards this challenge group of what they need. I'm watching people rocking and rolling. But before, honestly, I was just selling challenge packs, subbing in a challenge group, posting just some mindless shit in there that didn't really speak to them. And they weren't finishing their programs. They weren't the product. I have this thing where people are so excited about getting their package before they got it. I've never had that because I was just throwing shit against the wall. So I'm telling you that story because of the fact that you're going to have challenge groups that fail and you're going to have months that you only have 1 or 2 people, but those months are going to, if you don't allow yourself to focus on the failure or I was this close, but I didn't make it all the way. If you focus on your accomplishments and you focus on those people that month, each time you're going to get better. The next time you have a person that you're building a relationship with, it's going to be less uncomfortable. You're going to kind of know what to do. Like your problem, Brandon, I will just say from talking to you, is that you second guess yourself. You are awesome. I know you're awesome. Like you send me stuff to look over and I look over and it's amazing. It's great, And so I want to teach you to believe in yourself where I'm always happy to look over your stuff and read it. But for you to not second guess yourself, because I just keep thinking all the time, how many things do you second guess yourself and you don't send to me and you don't post or do? You know, so my goal is for you to see that you are amazing. You're not boring, and you being single is not a problem. You have an amazing life. You have, you are so active. All the things that you do, you are an amazing friend. You are, you go travel a lot. You have these things that you do with your guy friends. You had a mom who was sick that, wrecked your world. This changed your whole life. We have a new coach that I haven't announced yet that we went to school with, Eusebio. Melissa, we went to school with. He signed up as a coach last night. You and him could relate. He is a single dude who was born in 1977. He's a little bit younger than you. He works crazy long hours. He was in meetings last night till super late. His mom has cancer right now, and he's pretty much the only caretaker. His mom was admitted in the hospital. So the thing is out there, you may think your life is boring, and to you it's boring because it's just your life. And that's like my life. It's changed now since the beach party, but I thought the same thing. Then I started talking to people about my life of mom of 3, whose husband was always gone at work, and I had this boring life. Well, that was everybody else's boring life too, and it gave you something to connect with. So the thing is, I just signed a coach who I just thought I can't wait to announce him and get you and him together, to talk, because I was like, there's another guy on this team who's had amazing things. I'm like, and I know this is going to give you a positive light and support, blah blah blah. So the thing is, there's other Brandons and Eusebios out there in the world that are going to connect with you. You might probably not connect with the Mindys of the world, because we're friends, but me and you got connected through Charlene because, I believed in her and she never bought anything. She was a free customer, but it was the way I treated her, got her gave me you as a referral. And so when you treat the 2 people this month really great, you help them get the results, and you're that awesome coach, and you do your best to answer their questions and tell them that you care and instill in them the belief that they can do it, they're going to refer other people to you. But however, the people that you attract, your target market, your niche is going to be just like you. There's tons of dudes out there who are single, and there's tons of people who work crazy hours. There's tons of people who's, were the caretaker of their parent who got sick, or who are sick, or who passed away. There are tons of people out there who are, at a loss for that. You're a great, hardworking, loving, kind guy. And there are so many people out there. So you need to find something there instead of looking at my current situation, which is a single guy with a dog who works hours opposite everybody else. That's your current situation, but that is other people's current situation. But it's not something that prevents you from success. That is your target market, is finding people like that. Is sharing with the world how you prep your meals, how you do it. Chris Duffield, I think you're friends with him too. He is in the same shoes as you. He's 44 years old. He's got Ben. He hashtags Ben says everything. Gabriel has, branded her cat. Use your dog. You may not have a female companion or a wife, but you have a dog. You're not a single person living at home. You have a character on 4 legs that I just saw walk by behind you too. So the thing is, find something, a tagline for Brandon, whatever it is. You were able to come up with a tagline for your friend, about helping boost him up since he's been in the hospital. So do that for you, because you have so much care and compassion for other people. And I've seen it from the 2 years we've been friends. Have it for yourself, because you are just as deserving to have that praise. And you have completed tons of programs. You've completed more programs in 2 years than I have. That's amazing with everything you went through, So the thing is, my assignment to all of you too is to figure out what it is that, your niche is, what your audience is, what you want out to the world. Because the thing is, I could just say, I want to get to 2-star my second business center, because I had some business goals there. But for me, it's I want to share with the world that you can just keep going, and that no matter what happens, you can keep living. But I don't want to be the one to take on people's problems anymore. I want to just share it with the world. Come to me, let me know what's going on, and let me tell you how to fix that by health and fitness. Finding a therapist, and then going to a therapist, then come back to me when you are able to take care of yourself. That's my thing, because your goals have to be something big. What message do you want to give to people? Is it, Melissa, that, hey, I want to give a message out there to all the wives out there who send their husbands out into their law enforcement job, and you don't know what's going on with them because it is a bad world with all the cop stuff, and just the world's just bad, Does she want to give the message out there that, you know, I've been able to stay home with my kids, you know, and not have to return back to work because of Beachbody? You know, for Megan, is it, hey, I'm somebody that is here because I'm from another country, married, but it's really hard to get a job when I'm from another country. And so now this gives me an outlet. And I'm really thinking, because I've heard via grapevine that Australia is a country that we're going to be able to deal with in the near future. So the thing is that her message? You know, what is it that you want to do? You know, Cassandra has health issues, and does she want to be able to show people that you can have this huge support system when you have health issues, when you're busy in school, and you know you're, you know, by yourself in New York? I mean, whatever your message is, it has to be bigger than the goals you write down on paper too, and that, because that's what's going to drive you, and that's going to be your passion. If you want to help people, you know, like Stephanie is really wanting to believe in herself and want to look in the mirror and see the person back that she loves. And so the thing is, that's her message. There are tons of people out there who have that, and she is slowly coming out of her shell. She is smiling in her workouts. She is doing the things she needs to do. She's feeling great about herself. People reaching out to her and saying she inspires her. Those are the things that are going to drive you to want to get up and get to 2-star. Those are the things that if you do these things daily are going to get you to 2-star or 5-star elite, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. These are the things that are going to be important. However, too, having the business goals on paper are really important too. Like Brandon, you said you want to pay off all your credit card debt by the end of the fourth quarter of 2016. So my thing is, if you haven't done it already, you need to write out your credit card debt. And then you need to kind of factor that, like, okay, let's just say it's $10,000. Well, you'd want to pay off $2,500 by the first quarter, or $2,500 by the second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. So then that means that, okay, I make X amount of money. These are my bills. This is my spending money. Half of my spending money is going to go to credit card bills. Well, then I need to come up with the other half from Beachbody. So let's come up with a formula. How many challenge packs would I have to sell every month? How many people would I need to have on Home Direct every month to come up with that money? The formula is, if you sold 3 21-day fixed challenge packs at $150, not this month's sale price, $50, $50, $50, $150, $150 the second month, $150 the third month. Then you have the Home Direct from the first month people on month 2, and then month 3. Then you have the people for month 2 and month 3. That's $1,000 over 3-month span. So those are the things that you kind of have to do with intention and put pencil to paper. This is a business. So those are the things that, same thing with all of you guys, if you're going for 2-star or 5-star, you have to look at a diamond plan. Like, okay, so like Melissa said, she's been 1-star twice because the coach are on the same leg. So we need to start really business building on the other leg and working with those people to get to 2-star. So there has to be a pipeline. And that's one thing that I talked to Cassandra and Stephanie and Kim about recently, because they all said they wanted to get to diamond. It has to be intentional. It has to be visual, because you can want to be diamond all you want and invite and do challenge groups, but if you don't visualize it and have a plan, and sometimes it can be that, you know, you have Cassandra here and this person, this person, this person, you all have, you know, identified it that you want to be your next coaches and emeralds, but you know, that can change. But you X them out, put somebody else name. You have to have something on paper and something to go by, something that every day you focus on. And it may look like shit, like, oh, I didn't bring it in here. We have this paper that I saved, that Doug wrote. There's like scratch marks everywhere, but it was like, it's visual. I didn't have to have it in front of me now, but like now I have this plan. Like it just makes sense to me because we wrote it down on paper. Like and with Brian and I, because me and Ryan went back and forth, we were trying to figure out how to maximize your income and get rank and do all this stuff. And once Doug wrote it out for us, it was like light bulb, like, oh my God, I can do that. And it makes sense. So if you don't believe in visualization, you should. And the biggest thing I always tell everybody, like, write it down too, right? If you want to type it up because you want to post stuff and have it pretty, or you like things pretty, write it down too, because when you write it down, or even like computer, I think is better than, I see people who do it on their phone, screenshot it and delete it. Either have it on your computer or have it on written down. But handwritten is great because it's coming from your brain. You have to think it out and you have to write it out. Once you get on pen and paper, I do that. That is so important. I write that with all my follow-ups because I'm visual. So if you're not visual and if you're analytical like Becky and stuff like that, and you like spreadsheets, do whatever you got to do. But for me, I'm visual. I have to write down and physically see people's names, and it goes from my brain to my hand to the paper, and then I look at it and I save it. save it to look back in 2 and 3 and 4 years and see how you conquered your goals. Like I write down, I use this wonder list that Arnold told me about to do a to-do list, and because it was new techie thing and you could take it everywhere with you. And I went back old school checklist because last night I checked off like 6 things that I did and I felt great when I went to bed. So those, you have to know what your mind is and what works for you. All right, Cass, you're up next.
Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Are we doing November or the whole year?
Let's just talk about, you don't have to read off it because it's in the group. I want you to, I guess, kind of give me a summarization of what your goals are, because I want to hear it verbally. It's easy to write it down or type it out and post it in the group, but I want you to be accountable, because when you also tell it to somebody, it holds you more accountable.
I honestly want to be a 2-star by Summit. I've actually been working harder the last couple weeks than I ever have before. I've reached out and I expanding my friends list from about 800 to over 1,000.
Wow.
I have everyone written down that I have talked to, and whether or not they reach back to me, what they have been through. I have one girl that reached out to me, and she was in an abusive relationship and just left it. I'm trying to build the relationships with people. It's difficult for me to build the relationships and then take it to the whole Shakeology and challenge package thing. I don't know where to start that. So I just tell them what I do, and if it comes up, it comes up. But then I tell them I'd like to help them if they're interested. So that's there. I guess I need to read How to Win Friends and Influence People Again.
That's really a book too. There's this book. There's this one from John Maxwell. I don't know if you can. It said everyone communicates, few connect. That's a good book. And maybe this is something that, because we do a lot of calls and there's a lot of talk about relationships, but, maybe we could get some of the team, because Brandon kind of discussed it too, other people in the team who have a problem with, or struggle with building relationships, knowing what to say and how to connect, is maybe teaming you guys up and all assigning you to read some sort of book like this and share your, what you're getting out of each book and brainstorm together and hold each other accountable. I remember an old story from Amber Scott. She sucked, with people. She was a major introvert, and it just terrified her. She got a success partner, and they had this, thing that they did. They had talked to 2 different people, and she was like, she felt really silly and stupid in the grocery store talking to people. And then it became natural, but they would hold each other accountable. Like, how many people did you talk to? It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You get it in there, and building a relationship with somebody is simply saying, wow, you look really nice in that sweater. You may think that it would look hideous on you, but you're striking up a conversation. Today I made 2 contacts while getting my hair done. And because it's normal. The thing is, you feel passionate about what you're doing, but building relationships is getting to know people. And it's so important to get to know people when you're helping them, to find out what it is they want, what their personality is like. I did a call. It's actually recorded on my YouTube channel. You might watch it. I did a call with Melissa Galvez, downline Alyssa, and Angelica, or Angelina. Oh, crap. What was her name? Sorry. Hannah or something. And it was you can watch me in the beginning of the call, because I never talked to them at all. I wasn't even friends with them on Facebook, but I offered to do this to help Alyssa get to Diamond. But if you would watch the first 10 minutes of the call, you'll see how I'm forming them and how I get to know them and can actually understand their lifestyle. And I'm like, okay, so I bet this is how your life is, just by asking them questions. That's how you form people. And so if you have trouble watching that, trouble connecting with people, go and watch that first couple of minutes and watch how I flow with that. The biggest thing is when you build relationships with people that new people, you don't all of a sudden want to go in and send your message to them. It's not hey, I'm doing a challenge group, because they may not be ready, especially if you're in the new forming a relationship. They don't trust you. They don't know you. They'll make small talk with you. But the thing is, make sure that your Facebook and your social media is something that helps them get to know you. helps them see that you're positive, helps them see that it's changing. Because that's the thing, is like, I'm posting my workouts, I'm posting my personal development, I'm posting my alcohol moments, I'm posting pictures of Brian and I happy, I'm posting pictures of my kids, I'm posting funny things, I'm posting this, and that. And so it makes it where people want to go to my page because they get to know me. So that's the biggest thing, is make sure your social media has something about you, where somebody could be like, we were trick-or-treating at Stephanie's neighborhood the other day, and 3 people were like, hey, I heard you're getting sober. Way to go. One person's like, here, I'll give you a beer. The thing is, everybody knows everything about my life. So they know something about me, because nobody's going to trust you if they don't know anything about you. I'm not saying that you have to share everything from your first bad experience at 4 years old or your whole business that are emotional. But the thing is, if you're building relationships, it takes time. It takes even longer on the internet, because you think you meet somebody that you just like click with at a social event. You may sit there for 2 hours talking to them, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Oh, where'd you grow up? Oh, how many kids do you have? What's your husband like? What do you do for a living? Oh, and it's so easy to build relationships there. Plus, you have facial expressions, body mannerisms. When you're doing online, it's even hard. So you have to use your Facebook profile as a storefront for yourself. You're getting people to sell. You're selling yourself on people, and you're selling your lifestyle onto people with the use of our products. So that's why I always tell people, posting tons of shit about products ain't going to do anything, because they can go buy it on Amazon and eBay. They'll never see the benefit of getting through you. You're selling yourself. So the thing is, make sure that you're showing the world what you do, and that if you're doing health and fitness, that's great. It's great to be a part of the product, but make sure all your posts are not all about fitness, because they're going to be like, this person is a fitness freak. I'm not a fitness freak. I don't want a fitness freak as my coach. So, make sure that you keep it up. So I keep telling Ryan, I'm like, start posting more. Start posting more. You post nothing on Facebook. I'm like, you're almost on day 7 of 21 days of stream. Do not just post pictures of your freaking food. I'm just like, with him, I just want to bang my head against the wall. I'm like, you live in the same house as me. You hear me telling people, but I'm like, post more stuff throughout the day about Rebel, about hog hunting, about whatever it is, about sobriety, just something. Because if you just be like, ta-da, I finished 21 days extreme. Oh, that's great. People have to follow you, and they have to get to know you. They have to trust you to go through you, and they're going to trust you if they see you being honest and sharing stuff about your life. So that's kind of my suggestion on that. And as far as all of your goals of Summit, number 1, budget your money. I know things came up last year where you couldn't get there, but make sure that you, again, are intentional about this, that Summit is, now less than a year away, that you find a roommate, that you make sure you have time scheduled off of work, and that you have pocket money set aside every month. And I know that things are tight because you're also on a single income as well, going to school. So I know, but make sure that these goals are something that are really important to you, because I know they are. And then it was devastating last year when you did, or no, this year, I'm sorry, it was this year, 2015, when you didn't get to go. I don't want you to be devastated in 2016. So make sure that you set up a financial plan for you to get there, and that 2-star is your ultimate goal, but restoring emeralds is your ultimate goal. So let's come up with a plan of the first 2 people. Like, the thing is, when you look at 2-star, it looks at how far away it is at times, and it's easy when you're overwhelmed to give up. So let's focus on the big picture, but how these small steps to get to that big picture. The first thing is restoring emeralds. So let's talk this next week, just me and you one-on-one, about getting to that. Megan, I am unmuting you. Go for it.
Okay, there's a couple like having a huge argument in the parking lot next to us. And
Put the phone up to it, I want
to hear. Okay, my goals for the end of the year is to help at least 5 people in the month of December and in the month of November, and to make sure that I'm doing like at least my hour of power like every day, and finding time to do that. What else do I have? I want to reach Emerald by the end of December. And then my 2016 goals are to be able to be making enough money to take John and myself back to Australia to see my family, and to be diamond by the end of the year.
Totally doable. And for me, Celine Johnson talks about this, there has to be this push goal. Like, I know that Melissa Galmay had things deep in her soul that she was trying to give back, but her main push goal, business-wise, was elite. She wanted to be elite. That was her dream. So for you, like, I kind of think that your push goal behind all of wanting to help people and stuff is getting back to Australia, because I know you're homesick. I know that, you know, you want to go back and see your family. I felt, you know, you want to go home and feel like you're at home. Like that. I feel that way when I go to California. I feel like a fish out of water in Texas, so I know how you must feel going from one country to another. So that is going to be your big push goal. We'll talk more on our weekly calls about, you know, stuff. I just wanted to hear you guys kind of declare and see if there was any struggles. We just talked recently, so it's not skipping Megan, anybody, but hers. We just talked for like an hour the other day. All right, Stephanie, I'm unmuting you. All right.
Okay, I am going to concentrate on hitting Success Club 5 this month, and then I need to really focus on trying to hit that power hour, because whenever I know that in the evening is my best time to probably try and do that, because normally I just come home and sit on the couch and fall asleep. But so, and then I'm going to focus on making sure that I get my 10 minutes of reading in every day in my book, which I've been doing that before I go to bed. So it's never fresh on my mind in the morning to post about it, because I sleep on it all night. And then I'm going to finish Turbo Jam. That's one of my major things, is to finish that program and get my t-shirt on that one this year before the end of the year. And then I'm going to try and at least talk to 3 new people each week. And then I want to add at least 2 new coaches this month.
The more that you guys do these things, the less awkward they'll feel, and the less awkward they feel, the more you're going to want to do it. And then the more you do it, the more confident you're going to do. And, you know, and I know it's scary putting yourself out there, but like Annette Diaz said the other day, she was just like, I did it. She was like, I said, I was out of my comfort zone. And she was like, and I messaged like 30 of my friends, she's like, I called them. She called them up. That's a lot harder, I think, than on Facebook or email. She was like, and, you know, 9 said no, which she's like, not right now. And she was like, but the rest of them, we talked about it. And the thing was, like, you're just presenting it to something. Like, think about anybody, like, how long it takes to make a decision. I know so many people take forever. Like, my coach, Becky, takes forever to make a decision, even when it comes to going out to eat. So the thing is, lots of people out there aren't ready just because you're ready. And that's one thing I tell a lot of coaches is that when you just get it, like Brandon went to Summit and it just was like everything kind of clicked in place. So, and like, I know whenever I got it, and I'm finding myself this way with sobriety, like, I'm just like, why are these people like saying all this stuff? Like, well, I can't, you know, go the weekend, because I'm like, I'm doing it. Why can't anybody else do it? And I'm like, Mindy. Not everybody's the same place you are. So it's so easy to forget that, that where people are at. But really focus on, what was I saying? I got off track. What was I saying before, Stephanie? I just totally forgot. That's my life.
I don't know. I'm ADD like
Yeah.
you. I can't.
I went off saying that something reminded me of it. But shit, I don't know. See, you can just be stupid sometimes. The biggest thing is, I guess, focusing on finishing programs. You know, if you didn't listen to the Danielle and Tony call the other day, it really hit home, is I wasn't finishing the programs. You know, it's not really about that you have to have 100-pound weight loss or you had to lose 10 pounds on the program, but finish a programs. Don't reinvent the wheel. Don't be doing extra workouts or missing workouts or changing it up. I mean, because it does affect her success. And she was one of the top coaches, was in the top 10, and she said that she was just doing whatever because she was ultra fit too on top of that. And that just shows you that just because you're fit doesn't mean anything. So that's why I've been following a schedule to a T. The only reason I'm doing a hybrid right now is just for hammer and chisel and to blast, you know, beach bunny on demand. That's the only reason. But after that, if I'm doing hammer and chisel, doing what Brandon's doing, no alcohol, following the program to a T. So I really, you know, highly recommend to all of you that whatever program you do, that you give it 100%. You don't add any extra workouts. You don't switch the plan out, and that you follow it to a T, because it's basically showing that you believe in the products and you believe that it works, you know. one thing I want to say before in closing is that I've been listening to this book called Get Your Shit Together. It's really cool. I've been listening to it on Audible. This lady has this British accent and like she cusses all the time. So it's actually pretty freaking hilarious, but it's really soothing. So I listen to it at night and it like makes me sleepy. But I was listening on the way home today and she was talking about how, you know, there's the difference between activity and being busy and action. So make sure that what you're doing is not just busy work, but is actually action that's going to catapult you into success and achieving your goals. This is when the work starts now. I don't want you to spend the next 2 weeks spinning your wheels, doing things that are not going to yield results that are going to launch you into 2016 so that you can reach these goals. So make sure that you are plugging into things. And one last thing is that people are watching you. And one thing that I've had to learn is that what you do has to be consistent and duplicatable. When it's consistent and duplicatable, number one, when you're consistent with anything, it's going to bring results, good or bad, whatever it is, whatever you consistently do. Small steps you do consistently will lead to great things if they're right. When you do them consistently and you share that you're doing them consistently and you share the results that you get because of that, people can follow it. They need a system. They need a format. That's one thing I learned about my training group. My training groups were sucking because I realized that I was inconsistent with my moods. Obviously, the medications helped my moods and the therapy, but like sometimes I was up and I would build, like pull these great people to me, these business builders, and then other days I was down and depressing and distracted, and I would basically attract people who were just like me. And then those people, if I fell off the wagon, would fall off the wagon too. Those people took 2 to 3 years, you know, to believe in themselves, or they would quit. Those are the people who would bomb out of the coach training groups. So the thing is, if you are consistently at your best, operating, and you are on fire and you are on point, you are going to attract those people who want the same thing as you, who saw it, who know what to do. Like I said the other day, that whenever I went MIA on my leave of absence trying to get my shit together, Melissa Galmay ran the team exactly the way I would have ran it, because she watched me do it. Everything I had done to be successful taught her, and she's been doing it, and she's successful, and she duplicated it. However, there is the downside to that, is that you guys all built a relationship with me. Even if you're friends with Melissa Galmay, even if she did exactly what I would have done, even if she's a great leader, you build a relationship with me. So make sure, and this is one thing Melissa and I've talked about too before, because Tom will build a relationship with people and be like, go to my wife. Well, then the people built a relationship with Tom, and that's where it needs to be a family business. If you're a spouse, that's one thing Ryan and I would have done, because he would send people to me, form them, and be like, oh, go to my wife and order through me, but then I couldn't get them motivated, and he would go MIA on them. Because we've had several customers that have bought through me, and I reach out to them, they will respond to me, but he doesn't check up on them, even if it went under my business there. So the same thing I realized too, that, you know, Melissa was running groups and doing calls, and Jennifer Allen was, and Astrid, and all these people were helping out in the group. You guys built a relationship with me. So make sure that when they're your challengers or your coaches, that you are continuing to maintain that relationship with them, and that make sure that all of your actions that you're doing are duplicatable and consistent. Like, I have consistently been listening to personal development every morning. I've been consistently waking up early every morning. I've been consistently sharing my workouts on social media every morning. I've been consistently, you know, posting things in the team every day consistently. Well, now I'm watching, and like Christina Lewis said today, she's like, I can see that you are a totally different person, that you're leading your team differently. I'm watching your whole team respond. I'm watching Cassandra. She's East Coast too, but she's up early doing her workout. Stephanie gets up early, her workout's done. Danielle, all these people are posting, because you know why? Because I got back on it. Because whenever I wasn't working out, a bunch of you guys weren't working out either too. Not just you guys, but just the team. Like, it was like, well, Mindy's not doing it, you know, so why should I? The thing is, we are not responsible for everybody's actions per se, but when people look to you to lead, they will follow suit. And especially when you start doing positive things, and people are seeing, like, Mindy wanted to kill herself 3 months ago, and now she's, you know, here leading all these people, and she totally changed her life around. She's a different person, and people within the team are telling me this, people outside of the team, people who are not part of Beachbody. So the thing is, make sure whatever you're doing is evident, and that you're sharing it, and that you're consistent, so that people can be like, oh, okay, all I have to do is this, and this will help me, and it will get me what I want. because I've been watching Brandon saying this. Because the thing is, if you say, "Oh, I can help you lose weight, and do this, and this, and this," but it's unclear what you're doing or what it is you're offering, people aren't going to. They're going to form their own assumption of what they think it is, and they're going to talk themselves out of it. So that's why you have to have that open door and help people. But for me, I am consistently. I'm getting on every national wake up call, and I'm sharing it. I'm doing everything that I should be doing. So the thing is, get on team calls. Your team will get on team calls. If you can't get on team calls live because your Pacific Standard Time or you work nights or something crazy happens, listen to the recording, share it with your team. Keep sharing it with your team, and eventually they'll start getting on it or listening to it on their own because they see that you see it valuable. Get to Super Saturdays. When you get to Super Saturdays, they'll go. When I didn't go to Super Saturday in the middle of July, whenever I was like in major crisis mode, none of my people went to Super Saturday. That was like the first time I didn't have any coaches go to Super Saturday. Like, it was crazy. People follow you, I mean, I local Super Saturday, sorry. Like, I know people like Melissa went to Super Saturday, but like all my local people didn't go. Like, I wasn't in Houston and I didn't go to Austin one. Nobody went. So the thing is, people do follow you. What did Megan say? Oh my God, now there's a kid peeing just across from us. The things you see in parking lot. Okay, so that right there is a funny story to share on Facebook. Like, I've been sitting like a creeper in the car at Kohl's the last hour on a call with my team, and I've seen some of the funniest things. Then you ask the question like, what types of things have you seen while you're, people watching? That is the thing that gets people engaged on your page, and you learn something about them. And the more people engage on your page, the more your page shows up on everybody else's Facebook. So these are the things that, like, we laughed about it, but it seems commonplace. But that's a great topic on Facebook to get people to interact with you. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, requests for one-on-ones with me from here on out? If you don't already do them with me, I'm going to unmute everybody, because if you're saying something, I can't hear you. Okay.
Great call, Mindy. Thank you.
No. I want to take a picture first. Hold on. Ready? Hold on. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Melissa. Hold on. I think it went. Hold on. I got to check. My computer's doing all these weird things lately. It did. I'm glad you smiled, Melissa. All right, everybody.
It's dark in here. I can't see.
I was like, why are you frowning? Stop frowning.
Sorry. I was listening really hard.
Oh. That's what it was. All right, guys. Let's have another call like in the beginning of December. And then obviously anything you need from me, let me know. If you want to do like power calls, I do like 15, 20-minute calls with people. To hold them accountable. You like my hair? All brown now.
Hi.
You saying hi.
It looks
Hi.
Huh? It does? In the sunlight, it's supposed to be violet.
Yeah.
But it looks really black.
I can see the violet in your roots.
Yeah.
From the light above you. I can see it.
Well, the next call, you're going to see a lot of gray. I have a lot of gray hair.
Oh, me too, right here.
It's ridiculous. Brandon's just like, well, at least you have hair.
I got actually right here.
Hi, Mackenzie.
Bye, guys.
All right, everybody. I'm going to go cook my dinner. I'm starving.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. I'm gonna go eat my.
See ya.